Union General Robert H. Milroy was aware of the operations of Captain Leopold and very much wanted to stop Leopold's Rangers. When General Milroy and his troops occupied Berryville in the spring of 1863, he was looking for information on Leopold's whereabouts. In the local general store, an enslaved person known only as Sam frequently shopped for his enslaver. With the types of supplies Sam was purchasing, General Milroy suspected he was enslaved by Leopold, or someone connected to his partisans. On subsequent visits to town, General Milroy questioned Sam, who quickly confirmed that he knew Leopold and could identify him. In addition to being able to identify Leopold, he also informed General Milroy that he knew where Leopold was located. Milroy offered Sam $50 if he could help bring Leopold to custody. The reward made Sam all the more eager to assist in the capture of Leopold. $50 in today's money is about $1,474. To an enslaved person without income, $50 was a lot of money. Quickly, a plan was devised to capture Leopold with Sam's assistance. At great personal risk, Sam willingly accepted the assignment from General Milroy. The capture plan. Sam would return to the land where he was enslaved and would light a match to indicate if Leopold was home. Upon seeing the sign, Milroy and 40 of his men would move in to capture Leopold. A straightforward, simple, and effective plan. At dusk, Sam was on the other side of the Berryville Creek near Leopold's hideout. Milroy's troops were across the creek awaiting the sign. Sam lit a match. With the sign confirmed, Milroy's men moved in to capture Andrew Leopold. Milroy's men moved swiftly enough to surround the house where Leopold and his men were located. Milroy's soldiers threatened to burn the house if Leopold did not come out. At that point, Leopold surrendered without a shot being fired. Upon Leopold's arrest, he was charged with being a guerrilla, the murder, being a spy, and violating an act of war, all crimes associated with his partisan operations. Ibid. Leopold, upon his capture, tried to negotiate his release with General Milroy by offering information on the Confederate spies in the Shenandoah Valley, switching sides to the Union, or being allowed to leave and go to Ohio. General Milroy, after investigating Leopold, did not trust him and had him packed off to Baltimore in irons. Leopold was transferred to Fort McHenry, where he was tried, found guilty, and hanged in the fort. The Baltimore Sun noted that he, Leopold, was a desperate man, a guerrilla chief, and a spy, and a murderer of the blackest dye. The execution occurred on May 23, 1864. General Milroy paid Sam for this information to capture Leopold. Sam's attitude was noted as he was more interested in getting rid of his enslaver than concerned about his personal risk. After Leopold's capture, Sam remained around the Berryville area. Later, Sam would pay a high price. After Leopold's arrest, his band of partisans encountered Sam and shot him dead. 6th New York Regiment record. This is the only account of Sam's death. Actions like the murders of Charles Ensler, Jacob Hudson, Theodore Crookus, and the murder of Sam were some of the many incidents that caused the Confederate Congress to disband the Partisan Rangers. Many of the Ranger groups operated without military discipline. Incidents like these shootings were more criminal than legitimate military operations. Partisan Rangers, except for Mosby and McNeil, are not documented to have contributed significantly to the Confederate supply effort. Robert E. Lee and others urged the Confederate Congress to discontinue the use of irregular forces. From the Confederate point of view, the killing of Sam was unnecessary destruction of property. Today, we obviously see it as a murder. In either case, the actions of Leopold's raiders were not seen as legitimate military actions. The Confederate leadership, like the Union leadership, later opposed the use of irregular warfare, fearing the lack of discipline among the rival guerrilla groups could spiral out of control. On February 17, 1864, the Partisan Ranger Act was repealed after pressure from Robert E. Lee and other Confederate regulars persuaded the Confederate Congress to repeal the act. only 2 partisan ranger groups were exempt and allowed to continue to operate to the very end of the war. The Mosby's Raiders and the McNeil's Rangers, both independent partisan ranger groups, operated in the western counties of Virginia and were known to exercise military discipline when conducting raids. From 1860 through 1865, the Shenandoah Valley was a contested area. The advancement and withdrawal of regular forces and the operations of partisans made daily life of the residents a complicated landscape to navigate. Partisan rangers like Leopold were little more than armed gangs of criminals. Both the government and the Confederate government found partisan rangers to be problematic and withdrew the authorization of such groups in 1864. We hope you find these videos informative. Please like and subscribe. We hope you find your guiding star.